volunteering with the Sheffield and Rotherham Wildlife Trust. I'm going to be looking at drone and satellite data to map the plants in Blackamoor. So if we have a look at this area here, we've got lots of heather on the right, and on the left we've got a few big trees and then some woods towards the back. So let's have a look at what this area looks like on drone and satellite imagery. So on the left here we've got the drone image, and on the right we've got the satellite image. Both were taken in the summer. This blue point here represents where I'm standing. So if you look to the right of this, you can see that there's a lot of heather in this area. You can also see there's a few birch trees in there, very small birch trees. And then behind me, you can see a few of those bigger trees and then the woods further back. You can also see some bracken up here towards the top of the image. So then if we look in the satellite image, it's very hard to see anything. You can see that it's slightly lighter green up here where the bracken is, and also it's slightly purpley where some of the heather is down here. I'm going to be using something called machine learning. For this, I will map certain areas of Blackamoor, and then the machine learning algorithm will predict what are in those other areas of Blackamoor. So for example, if I map this area of heather to my right, and then I can also map some of the birch trees and a few other areas of Blackamoor, then the machine learning algorithm will predict what are in all the other areas of Blackamoor. So the first step in this is to label the types of plants in Blackamoor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to note down the location on my tablet of that tree over there. Okay, so here you can see the location of where I'm standing, and I'm about here, and the tree in front of us is this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the shape of the tree, making lots of points around the edge to create this shape with lots of sides, a polygon. So now I'll tell it I've finished drawing the polygon with this tick, and now I can label it as a tree if I go into vegetation type and then click on trees. And that's it. So I'm back on my computer now, and I've transferred all of the training data that we collected on my phone onto my computer. So let's take a look. So here you can see the drone data as we saw earlier, and this red dot here is where I was standing. Now there are lots of colourful shapes around this map, and these are more of the training data that we captured earlier. So we took one polygon, but I've collected a lot more around Blackamoor. So the colours of these represents the type of vegetation they are. So yellow is bare soil, dark blue is bracken, purple is heather or bilberry, green is trees, and grey is urban. So what I want to do is I want to do a machine learning classification on the area around where I was standing earlier. So to do that, I'm going to use this tool. So I'll press that and then I'll click here, and it will run a classification on the area surrounding that point. So what is the machine learning algorithm doing? Well, so far we've told it what sort of vegetation is in each of these polygons. So for instance, this one here, we've told it contains trees. We've also given it the drone data, so it knows what those trees look like. And then we've given it similar examples of trees all over Blackamoor. So now it has a really good understanding of what a tree looks like. So what it's doing in this classification is looking at all the other areas of Blackamoor and trying to work out if that area is a tree, or if it's bracken, or if it's heather or bare soil or urban. So it's putting it into these categories. So the classification is finished now, and I'm going to bring it up so we can see the drone and the classified image side by side. So what can we see from this classification? We can see that on the left, it has classified most of the area as trees, and these do seem to match up with the drone image on the left. Then towards the right of the image, the majority of the area is heather, which also matches with the drone image. We've also got this area of bracken at the top, which it has
identified mostly correctly, except at the borders here where it has identified them as trees. We've also got quite a bit of green, so trees in this area here. Now, if we look at the drone image, we can see some small birch trees in this area, but it doesn't seem to be quite as much as the classification is saying. So what I would do with this information is I would take this map and I would go up to Blackamoor and I would assess and decide if this classification is correct or not. And if it isn't correct, then I would work on trying to improve the classification.
So I would say this has worked quite well. What I would do now is work to improve the classification, and then I would send my results as a map to the land management team in the wildlife.